Good morning to those who is joining us from United States. Good afternoon to Europe, and good evening to those joining from Asia. We are so glad that you are here. As I am Ready, course director, it's my pleasure to welcome you to 2026 course. You have worked incredibly hard to achieve your dreams, not just months, but for years. Today, we are going to start our program. So welcome to our I Am Ready Intern Preparation course grand opening. I am Hilal Yıldız Atar, an assistant professor of pediatrics in Division of Neonatology at Oklahoma University. I have been serving as a course director for the last several years, and it's my honor to welcome you today. We, as White Tulip members and volunteers, have no financial disclosure, and we do not have any institutional affiliations, but we have very many volunteers who will meet through this course, joining us from very prestigious universities across the country. Congratulations! Today's program, we are going to welcome Dr. Sevdenur Çizginer to talk about her journey and to tell us about White Tulip Health Foundation. You will hear detailed information about I Am Ready Intern Preparation course. Then we will welcome Dr. Kayla Heller as a pediatric program director from St. Louis University to tell us about her perspective about our program. We will welcome several of our past recent participants to hear their perspective and feedback about program. Then I will walk you through a very exciting initiative that we have. We are getting ready to launch I Am Ready interactive app, and then we will close the program. It's a great pleasure to welcome Dr. Sevdenur Çizginer, an assistant professor of medicine, physician scientist at Harvard Medical School. Dr. Çizginer completed combined fellowship in medicine and surgery at Harvard University. She serves as Director of Implementation Science Research for an age-friendly initiative across 9 hospitals within Harvard University, which received the 2025 Pillars of Excellence Award. She is dedicated to improving care for older surgical patients. Following her residency and fellowship, she founded the award-winning OSCAR program at Brown University, a model of geriatric surgery collaboration that reduces costs while improving outcomes for patients. Double board certified in internal medicine and geriatric medicine, Dr. Çizginer sees complex geriatric surgery patients at Mass General Hospital. She teaches at Harvard Medical School, leads clinical research team at Harvard through funded grants. As a nationally recognized leader in geriatric surgery, she has partnered with over 60 U.S. health systems to improve surgical outcomes for older adults. Some of her many honors include the Charles Carpenter Outstanding Physician of the Year Award as the youngest ever recipient, and the NIH's highly competitive award of K76 Paul Beeson Emerging Leaders Career Development Award. Dr. Çizginer lives with her husband and 3 young children in Boston. Dr. Çizginer, welcome to our program. It's a pleasure and honor for us to have you. Please take it away.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this very kind introduction, Hilal. It's so meaningful to be here today. Hello, family. Hello, colleagues. Hello, future leaders of our healthcare system in the United States. And let me just take a moment to look at all of you. Hundreds of young physicians across this screen, across cities and different time zones, and so many different countries. And you are here. You made it. And let me begin with this. Congratulations. Congratulations, not only on what you have achieved, but on what your achievement represents. Because matching is not just a milestone. It is just not an email or a day in March, not just a result, not just the next step on a long professional journey, but it is also proof. It is a proof of your perseverance, proof of sacrifice, proof of discipline, proof that you kept going when the path was uncertain. You remember those days, right? When the waiting was too long, when the doors did not always open easily, that I tell a lot of my mentees, I always take 10 no's when I knock the doors until I get one yes. And when the future asks you again and again to believe before there was any evidence. Have you ever asked yourself if you were crazy to go this path? And now you're here. You matched. You made it to this moment. And you should be proud of that. I say that not only as a physician, but also as someone who remembers very clearly what it felt like to arrive in the United States in 2005, carrying a hope, young person, doesn't have enough English. I didn't understand a lot of jokes, but I had the ambition, so many difficulties, so many bumps on the road, and big uncertainty every single stage. I remember what it meant to study, to adapt, to wonder, to work towards a place in this system that you don't know. And I remember what it meant eventually to become an intern. So let me share a nice story here. Years ago, before my internship, before I matched, I met a colleague, actually it was a good friend, just after she started her internship. And I expected exhaustion, I expected stress. Instead, she looked happy, radiant even. And I was kind of surprised, and I asked, how is that possible? Internship is supposed to be hard, so hard. And she said something I never forgot. She said, I waited for this for such a long time. I worked so hard for this, and I promised myself that if I matched, no matter how difficult the internship became, I will still be happy. I will still enjoy, because this was the opportunity I had prayed for so many years. And that stayed with me. And when my own time came, I held on to that lesson. My path was not easy. Everybody has a different story, right? You each have your different stories. I had my first baby on March 2nd, and then I matched on March 14. When our internships began, I was stepping into one of the hardest and most formative seasons of my life, both personally and professionally. And on top of it, I was doing research prior to residency that it took some time to get used to the clinical system and patient care. But I made a promise to myself. I will not let difficulty steal the meaning of the moment. Don't forget this sentence. Don't let this difficulty steal the meaning of the moment. I would learn, I would grow, I would stay open, and I would remember that even the hardest season passes. And that is what I want to say to each of you today. This year may not be easy, but it will be meaningful. It will stretch you. It will humble you. It will shape you. And if you let it will reveal to you strengths you do not yet to know that you have it. Exciting part, right? So there will be things you cannot control. Don't try to fight with the things there is no way to control. Just like I had a new baby that I loved my baby, but it was difficulty in a way that I was an intern, to be a mom and intern. But there was something that I could control, and there will be a lot of things that you will control. Your attitude, your preparation, your humility, your discipline, your kindness, your willingness to learn, your willingness to ask for help, and your willingness to help. And very importantly, your willingness to keep going. So that brings me to White Tulip, that the platform that brought us today here. Let me share my screen. So because White Tulip did not begin as an institution, actually it began as a question. It was a very simple human question. How can we help the next person? This was coming from heart. This was coming from sincerity and humanity. And White Tulip Health Foundation formally began in 2014, but its roots go back even further to those early years after I first came to the United States, when I was trying to find my own way into residency. At that time, Dr. Tatley, who is actually the current president of White Tulip, was my first mentor, both in the hospital and also personally. We sat together, not only thinking about my own path, but asking something larger. If this path is so difficult, especially for international medical graduates, what can we do to make it less lonely, less confusing, less overwhelming for others? That is how so many meaningful things begin. Not with a grand strategy, not with a budget, not with a polished structure. They begin with lived experience. They begin with empathy, begin with a memory. They begin when someone says, I know how hard this is. Let me reach back and help. So that is what White Tulip became. A place built on mentorship, a place built on service, built on the belief that talent is everywhere, but the opportunity is not always distributed fairly. A place built on the conviction that when one physician rises, that physician should lift others with them. So today, the mission is clear. White Tulip supports international medical graduates integrating into the United States healthcare system. It empowers younger generations of aspiring healthcare professionals through mentorship and scholarship and many other activities. When we first started, we were asking ourselves, what else? What else can we do? What else benefited us that we can share? What else can rise another person? And it creates opportunities for healthcare professionals to give back through education, public health initiatives, and medical outreach. Its vision is a future in which healthcare workforce shortages are bridged and every community in the United States has access to quality care from compassionate, highly skilled professionals. Its values, very simple. Its values are profound and simple: compassion, humanity, trust and integrity, appreciation and collaboration. And I believe each of you has these values and looking forward to bring to your work during your internship and years to come. And it has been a nationwide movement that started with only 2 people asking a simple question, and we just gave a hand to another, and became a kind of a grown into a nationwide movement. And we have a lot of people from different states, more than 25 states, helping and volunteering. And right now we have more than 100,000 members and volunteers, and which is also great that we have different departments. As I said, it's just like looking for the ways what else we can do. These are some of the departments that we are trying to open paths for different disciplines, different people of the healthcare workers. What else can we do? And you will see here nurses, pharmacists, psychologists, and psychotherapists, because as a person in geriatric surgery, bringing all the different teams together and breaking silos, I can tell you the future is a team science. Future is a teamwork. Future is a community, but bringing all the brains together. So this is how we also bring from different disciplines in White Tulip. And our intern, the scholarship that we just help those people who are in need during this transition. And plus, right now in the intern preparation program, that has been growing substantially. And let me tell you, we started with 1, 2, 3 people at the beginning. Really, I was the only one who was opening the Zoom, and there were 1, 2, 3 people, sometimes even only one, just, listening to me. And now we have hundreds of people, but it is as meaningful as the first day, because touching one person's life is not small. Just like also touching hundreds of people's life is even much better and beautiful. So we are proud to say we mentored 29 people closely, just showing all the paths and helping with every stage. 21 out of 29 matched. And also, I told you about the giving back to community, right? It is free clinics in New Jersey and Maryland have provided in-person care to underserved patients, supported by 14 volunteer doctors, 27 medical assistants, and so far serving 386 patients. And White Tulip is not only investing in today's physicians, it is investing in the future of medicine itself. The foundation's student and pre-health programs included so many activities and participants, and regular mentorship. More than 20 high school students we started this year, and pre-health convention that we brought 124 participants in Montclair State University, and it was a wonderful, inspiring event. We organize appreciation dinners, and we just bring them together, all our mentors, mentees, and celebrate, and with wonderful keynote speakers. Actually, this is the way, right? That is what mentorship look like when it becomes a structure. This is what service look like when it becomes a culture. This is what vision looks like when people decide not merely to succeed, but to build. So this is why you matter so much, because you are not only entering residency, you are entering responsibility. So we have some upcoming programs that just is gonna take place, that again, annual meetings, which is gonna be actually CME accredited this year in West Virginia, and the pre-health convention again, an appreciation dinner, and so many to come. Again, the question is, what else can we do? How can we help? So you're becoming part of a profession that asks more of us than technical skills alone. It asks for steadiness in uncertainty. It asks for grace under pressure. It asks for compassion when we are tired. It asks us to see the patient in front of us, not as a diagnosis, not as a task, not as a list on a screen, but as a human being, placing trust in our hands. This can be actually a really nice summary of what we are going to do as an intern. So these are our valuable partners that we have been working together to achieve this, to just go through this uncertainty, pressure, and help through also institutions provide opportunities. And we are proud to say there are so many wonderful places. This is our country. These are our institutions, and so many others helping to just take those talented people like you to the next level. And it's kind of really honor and pleasure to say that we have been so careful to be transparent. None of us take any single penny. Even the board members and president doesn't have any access to anything, even for the scholarship. rather we give. So it's just the beauty, all the workers, everybody, we are working as a volunteer, no disclosures. Disclosure is we love people, we love this country. This is the disclosure. So this has been awarded through top-rated Greatness Nonprofit Awards. But the award actually is you are here today and we are helping. This is the award. So
we lost Dr. Chisginer. I'm not sure if there's a technical difficulty on her end. Okay. As we are waiting for her to rejoin. Oh, okay. We can hear her now. We have you back.
Okay, so I think
I was worried we just lost you at the most exciting part.
So, okay, I think just, we will just, I think that all the things that we talk about, it asks one more thing of us to remember the people who guided us, the doors that were opened for us, the confusion of being new, and to remember the fear of not knowing, to remember the extraordinary power of one encouraging voice at the right moment. And because one day, sooner than you think, someone will look at you the way you once looked at your mentors. Someone will ask for your guidance. Someone will need your reassurance. Someone will need your honesty. And someone will need your example. And in that moment, we hope you will do what Tulip has tried to do from the beginning. Reach back, lift up, share what you have learned, make the road a little more clearer for the next person. That is how professions becomes communities, how success becomes significance. That is how we build not only careers, but legacies. So yes, work hard, be prepared, stay humble, ask for feedback, be kind. Do not take every hard moments personally. Do not let temporary difficulty define your permanent sense of self. But also, do not forget to be proud and celebrate. Proud of how far you have come. Proud of the family members, mentors, and friends who carried you here. Proud of the resilience that lives inside you. Proud of the fact that you belonged in this room. And as you begin this new chapter, I hope you carry with you one simple idea. You don't have to walk alone. And when your time comes, do not let others walk alone either. This is the spirit of White Tulip. This is the promise of mentorship. This is the calling of medicine. And that is the kind of future we can build together. Congratulations to each of you. We are so proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chisginer. This inspirational talk, and I think you touched on very important points. Thank you so much for your time and joining us today on a Saturday morning.
Thank you, and thank you very much for all the kind notes and thanks from the chat as well. And have a wonderful rest of the year.
Okay. Thank you. So after Dr. Chisginer's talk, I'm going to go over the details about I Am Ready intern preparation course, and I will review some of the data that we had last year, and then we will move along. So as Dr. Chisginer mentioned, what you see, I Am Ready program and me as a director, but what it takes is White Tulip Health Foundation, core team, and our volunteers, our amazing IT support behind this program, coordination, which takes hours of meetings, weeks of preparation, and years of experience. A little bit history in our introduction video as well, so I'm not going to go in detail, but as Dr. Chisginer mentioned, intern preparation course had started even before White Tulip named and founded as White Tulip. Over the course of the year in 2023, we have decided to open our doors to non-member IMGs, starting with only 15 participants. We will hear from her, but Dr. Kayla Heller, I would like to extend our appreciation to her as I involved in workshop at APPD in 2024. We were able to present our program at APPD that reached to many other pediatric program residents. Last year, we reached 783 enrollments. I would like to thank our team. As you see, this takes a lot of effort and a lot of volunteer hours. And most of us are full-time has a full-time job as a faculty, fellow, or residents. Our aim through this course is to empower IMGs, celebrate your success, connect one and each other, build community, and share experiences. We do it through lectures, materials, becoming a role model to each other. We create friendship, and we answer your questions. In 2025, we had representatives from 57 countries of origin across 17 different specialties, and we held 44 sessions. We had amazing speakers from these institutions, and we continue to expand our speakers too. We had amazing feedback of the course that is a lot to put in here, but as a summary, attendees really touched into relevance and diverse topics. They appreciated supportive and inspiring environment from former IMGs who had gone through the similar roads and paths that you will walk through. Engaging presenters and mentors in interactive formats and reruns. We also ran statistical analysis last year with unpaired t-tests because it was fully anonymous. At the beginning of the course, we asked our attendees about their confidence level in multi different domains. That included, but in all domains, as you will see during these slides, that confidence level had increased just after completion the course. That included familiarity with multidisciplinary team members, familiarity with U.S. healthcare system, creating assessment plan for each patient that they care for, starting as an intern on July 1st, and using an EMR system. We presented this work as a workshop at the last NRMP conference in October of 2025, and this is a representation from our team. And this year, we are welcoming even more of you. As of last evening, we had 954 enrollments across 67 countries of origin, 21 different specialties. That is representing residency program across 46 different states. And we scheduled 53 sessions as of yesterday. We added neurology and pathology bootcamp to increase our inclusivity and help those residents as well. We have expanded our speaker pool, and we are so grateful for our speakers to take their time in their off hours to help IMGs transition into healthcare system easier. Looking at the numbers, we have internal medicine residents, close to 400. Pediatric residents are more than half of the non-US IMGs matched to intern year just alone in 2026. We had increase in family medicine and surgical fields. We also have a lot of other specialties, again, including 21 different specialties. What topics are we going to cover this year? Most of you had received as a PDF, so I'm not going to read out loud about these sessions. That if you have not received the PDF, you will receive it soon by Monday. So we have divided our sessions into 3 categories. The combined sessions is representing general healthcare system and other life-related what IMGs may not know when they first come to the United States or when they first start as an intern. So these combined sessions will be speaking to all of you who are joining us from different specialties. We divided into two categories, pediatrics and internal medicine. And when we speak about internal medicine, which I will get to in detail with the different specialties, we have added neurology bootcamp that is specific to neurology residents who match this year. We also added pathology bootcamp because pathology is completely different world from other medical specialties as a residency too. How did we select our topics and why are we covering these topics? So through our meetings and experiences for the last several years, the topic selection process was not easy because what we are trying to balance between redundancy or what you can easily find out and learn by yourself or you already know versus what you really most need. So we tailored our topics to what IMGs most need to know when they start as an intern in July 1st. What areas that former IMGs found difficult as they are going through their intern year, especially in the first 3 months. We will have our lectures about 50 minutes long with following 10 minutes of Q&A. All lectures are scheduled for after hours. Most of them are, or all of them are now on Saturdays and Sundays. And you will have an opportunity to learn from experienced faculties, fellows, and residents and ask real-time questions to them. And most importantly, you will network and you will start networking even before you start your residency, which is extremely important through your career in the United States. I would like to touch in recordings and replay and what that means and why we have decided to not have recordings available to attendees. So we are going to record our lectures, but with permission from our speakers. Recordings are not going to be distributed to attendees to keep our course as a longitudinal aspect, because we all know if there are a lot of things available on internet, but if we don't schedule it in our time, it's not going to get done. So we really want this course to be completed before you start your intern year and in a bite-sized sessions rather than cramming into 2 days, because there are a lot to learn and there are a lot to accomplish between now and you start in July. And this is the golden time that you can use. But since we are having a lot of diversity in our program now, we have created replay sessions, which means recorded sessions are going to be replayed from recordings. Due to time zone difference, we are going to offer 2 other sessions. All of our lectures are scheduled now between Saturday 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going to replay those sessions in Saturday and Sunday evenings. For Tuesdays, we are going to replay those for pediatrics. Whatever we held on the weekend will be replayed on Tuesdays, and Wednesdays will be spared for internal medicine. You will receive detailed information how to log into these sessions and when to know which sessions are going to be replayed. Replay sessions last year had a lot of attractions from our attendees, and they just loved that, having opportunity to listen if they missed the session. Our speakers most of them are former IMGs, but we have expanded to AMGs as well who wanted to contribute and help IMGs to transition. And they are so valuable members of our speakers that you will get to hear from program directors and faculties from different institutions. We do not offer an honorarium to speakers, nor they ask for that too. And we have no financial conflicts of interest to any product, app, or device that mentioned during this course. These are solely experience-based. And we are going to ask feedback at the end of each session. This is one of the newest additions to our program. This year, we have been asked so many times in the last 2 years, but we haven't been able to offer certificate. So we are going to offer certificate based on attendees. So gold certificate will be given to attendees who attended 80% or over sessions, which is going to be 24 sessions or more. Silver will be 18 to 23 sessions, and bronze certificate will be offered to 12 to 17 sessions. We are going to ask you record your attendance with unique code you created when you logged in to this course. If you forgot your unique course, please reach out to our coordinator and she can give your code back. Each session will display the feedback form and attendance recording at 30 minutes of the sessions and at the end. And recorded sessions will count also as well as attendance. So you don't have to worry about live versus recorded sessions. Confidentiality is something that I really emphasize. We as core group of I Am Ready course committed fully confidentiality of our attendees. That includes your survey responses and your certificates and your attendees. This course is fully volunteer basis, and your attendance and again your questions or anything you receive through this course will not be shared with your residency programs. If you wish to send your completion certificate with your residency program, that will be your choice. We also share confidentiality rule of our program with your residency programs. When we come to specialty guidance, if you are a pediatric resident, join to combine sessions and pediatric course. If you are internal medicine resident, join to internal medicine course. If you are family medicine or MedPeds, you will receive both emails and lecture flyers, and you can choose to attend any or all of them based on what you need. You will still receive the gold certificate if you attend 24 sessions, so you do not have to proportionally attend since there are a lot of sessions that's scheduled. Neurology residents, please attend internal medicine course with neurology bootcamp. Pathology residents, please join to combine session series with pathology bootcamp. And if you wish to receive a certificate, please reach out to us so we can give you your certificate based on your attendance. Other specialties, PM&R, surgical, radiology, radiation oncology, anesthesiology, emergency medicine. We do ask you to join internal medicine course because we call them as adult specialties, and you will hear a lot of common things through internal medicine course. What other supplements we will have? We are going to launch Discord app. That's not mandatory to join. It will just help meet with other IMGs. You will receive a link to join, but if you choose not to join, we will communicate through emails through this course. We are going to create subgroups for each specialty, so you get to meet with other pediatric residents around the United States. And we will also have some focus group as a mothers as a resident and maybe childcare. So stay tuned for that. Other materials we will supplement you through this course is IMG survival checklist, daily rounding tool, non-real patient HPIs for practicing patient presentation and note writing in your own time. We are going to share most commonly recommended topics to read and tools to improve communication skills and writing in English. We will also share recommended medical apps. Communications will be through email, so please check your emails. Email will be responded within 48 to 72 hours because I'm a full-time faculty and Zehra has a full-time job too as a course coordinator. These are our white tulip emails. Now, we are coming to hear another, we are going to welcome another guest speaker, Dr. Kayla Heller. She graduated from University of Missouri Medical School and completed her residency in Children's Mercy Hospital, where she served as a pediatric chief resident as well, which was initiation of her leadership. She is currently an associate professor in the Department of Pediatrics, Division of General Academic Pediatrics at St. Louis University School of Medicine, Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. Dr. Heller is very interested in medical education, simulation, and inpatient behavioral health. She served as my faculty mentor, and she is someone who I still look out and look for advices. Dr. Kayla Heller, please welcome to stage.
Thank you, Halal. That was such a very kind and gracious introduction. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here to kick off the enrollment and the start of the I'm Ready program this year. Like Halal said, my name is Kayla Heller. I am a pediatric residency program director. I have seen some of my own new interns in the chat, which we're really looking forward to having you. And I'm sure all of your programs are equally excited to welcome you to their teams. I always like to kind of just share a little bit at this session the background of my involvement with the session, because as Halal said, I am not an IMG. I went to medical school in Missouri, right here in the Midwest, but I became a program director, an associate program director, and then a program director at a program that has been progressively more and more IMG friendly over probably the last 10 years. Halal was one of my interns when I very first started as junior faculty at St. Louis University. And I was able to watch her journey grow and evolve, and then see how she transformed her experiences into mentorship and support for other junior residents that were coming through our program. And I think as she and others that have been speaking earlier have mentioned, that it's that really that ripple effect of like, once one person goes through an experience, trying to make that smoother for the next person, who can make it smoother for the next person, who can make the next person even better. And so it's really been a privilege to watch this program evolve over the last several years. I got, again, involved as a mentor to Halal and watching her journey. And then in 2024, and those of you who just matched this cycle probably don't recall this, but in pediatrics especially, we had a year of the match where there were a lot of open spots. And before the match even had happened, my team had, and with Halal and a few others, had signed up to present a workshop at the APPD. And our workshop was really focused on how are we improving the training pathways for international medical graduates? And how are we recognizing that your journey is a little bit unique, and each of you are distinct and unique from each other? But how are we as programs able to recognize those unique journeys, celebrate those unique journeys, and provide tools and resources so that all of your faculty, all of your peers can really appreciate the depth and the richness and diversity that you bring to programs? And so we had already submitted an abstract for this workshop to kind of talk about how we had paved a path for success for some of our international graduates, and to share those ideas. And then that year, we are accepted in December. And then that year in March, there were almost 250 open pediatric spots, and a lot of programs entered the SOAP for the first time in their program history. And we were welcoming a much higher percentage of international graduates from that process. And so the attendance at our workshop was then standing room only, and we had a lot of great participants and really important discussions. And I think that was one of the ways that we were able to be able to network the then White Tulip, now I'm Ready program into pediatrics specifically, and it's just continued to grow from there. So I have continued to be a volunteer speaker with this program, because I think that the road that you all travel to go through your medical training internationally, and then go through all of your steps, and go through all of your observerships and research time and intentionality about how you are engaging with your journey to residency, the perseverance, the tenacity, the dedication that takes is just really amazing to me. It's really inspired. I am inspired by all of you. And I think that it brings me a lot of joy and fulfillment to be able to share advice and steps that can make your transition to residency even smoother. I think that the quality of speakers and the amount of time that everyone is volunteering really speaks to the importance of this work, and the passion that these faculty members and colleagues and near peers of yours share is really important. So for me as a program director, so that's a little bit about like my involvement and why I think this program is so great, and why I'm happy to see such enthusiastic participation. As a program director, things that I can tell you that I have noticed from past participants. So we have usually a handful of our residents who will participate in the program. I think that the residents who participate in this program over the summer bring a higher skill set to, July 1st of their intern year, which is what everybody wants. But I think in addition to that higher skill set, and just workflow is more smooth, their presentations are more smooth, they understand the dynamics of the US healthcare system and the hospital interdisciplinary teams a little bit more deeply, they are more confident. I think that the other piece that demonstrates a lot to me as a program director is when I have a new intern who has spent several months really with the mindset of how am I going to go into my intern year and how am I going to demonstrate my skill set? How am I going to have my peak performance? I am willing to spend the time on these webinars, engaged in these sessions, watching the videos. I'm going to really be all in as a participant between April and July. And those people, when they come in July, are bringing that same energy. They're bringing that same level of enthusiasm and dedication, and really that growth mindset, which I will talk a little bit about when I'm giving in my own hour session. But I really notice a difference in the attitude, and I think that speaks to all of you are willing to be here. You're all wanting to learn. You're all being your own champions of your own success and your own next phase of your career development, which is so exciting. You all have worked really hard to get to this place in your journey, and you're demonstrating that you're continuing to work hard over the next couple months to really absorb and learn all you can from these mentors. I think the other thing I will encourage you all to do, I see a lot of like really great comments in the live chat over off to the side. And what I love, and what I really encourage you for this program is develop relationships. Find a mentor, find somebody whose talk you go to, who you really like, who you really connect with, who you have some similarities in your shared experiences with. And maybe that's some peers in the chat group, maybe that's faculty or residency mentors, but make relationships, because there will come a time, it happens to all of us, no matter if you are international, US, whatever, no matter, like, this is a universal truth, that at some point during intern year, you will feel alone. You will feel alone. You will feel like it's so hard. You will feel like there is a weight piling up on you. First of all, that's normal. So don't get too discouraged when that happens. That happens to all of us. But when that happens, it will be really essential that you will have a network of support and a village to lean on and to say, hey, this happened to me in August and this was really hard. And I felt like really stupid on rounds. Like, everybody feels stupid on rounds sometimes. It's okay, right? Like, and then to be able to have somebody you can reach out to and they can say, oh, me too. That happened to you on Tuesday. It happened to me on Wednesday. Like, this is a shared universal truth about residency training, is that it is hard sometimes. And so the more support you can leverage in a variety of ways, the more happy and the more stable you will be as you move through your training. Hello, what else am I supposed to talk about? Is there anything else? Is that my time? I think I'm just saying good morning, I think.
Yeah. I think your perspective as a program director, because that really speaks to us. I think, and it's a stronger advocate of our program. I do really, genuinely appreciate, and again, thank to you as a program director, lifting us up and really allowing us to network with other programs, and really, encourage and support our work to be come to national level. We currently, I think we will surpass 1,000 attendance by this evening, and usually last year too, we did see a lot more attendance or enrollments after our grand opening. Because the one thing that I will mention, which I will get through that, I think at some point, it is sometimes hard to engage in a program and not knowing what to expect from a program, and it is completely free. And we got the, we answered this question a lot from both from our volunteers from White Tulip, but also from attendees, but also as a higher leadership that I, met during this last 6 months, why this program is free. But to answer to that, really, all of our participants and volunteer hours is to inspire IMGs and not really make a profit out of it. So that is our main inspirational point, and why we keep going, and why we are spending all of our hours on Saturdays and Sundays and some evenings to really help and see. And when we get an email, and I usually share, again, I'm the point person usually, so I really try to reflect our core team and their efforts behind the scenes. And I usually share all the emails we get positive feedback. That is just enough to keep going. So yes, I really appreciate your time and your your efforts, but also your support. Again, I think you played a key role in our program to become will be a signature level national program to really help all level IMGs.
Yeah. And I think again, I'll end here with just saying congratulations to all of you. Your programs are thrilled to have you. And I think that you need to know that. I think you need to know that we interviewed you for a reason. We ranked you for a reason. We opened our list the day before match day, and we were thrilled. And so I want all of you to feel good going into residency, that where you landed is supposed to be your next phase of your professional home, and that you are at the program where you are going to thrive, and especially if you're taking such proactive steps. So really thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing you guys when I give my next talk. I think hopefully then I'll have some faces, but I appreciate your time and attention. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Dr. Heller. Now we will move to our past participants. So we asked our most recent participants to join us today live. So you get to hear from your peers who just went through this journey and what they liked about the program. And we have different specialties. So we have representative from internal medicine, neurology, and pediatrics to represent their peers actually today. So I would like to welcome Ferhat, and please take it away.
Hi everyone, my name is Ferhat. I'm an internal medicine PGY1 from Cambridge, Massachusetts. I joined and participated in this program last year. And when Dr. Attar asked me if I could share a few words, I thought like that's the least that I could do. And I remember at this time last year, I had few emotions going. I was happy and excited, as you all should be. And I had this couple of other worries that I had, like small worries, like has my program coordinator started my visa process yet? Or is anyone else's program coordinator started that visa process yet? Things like that get sorted out in time. But I also had this other worry that it was a more clinical one, because I had spent the past 2 years doing research and with minimum amount of patient care. And I was worried that will I be able to go back to medical work without any difficulty? Will I struggle? I had that kind of a worry. And I think, some of you are in the same shoes, because we as IMGs, we have to do research. We have to find other stuff to strengthen our CV. And sometimes we come directly from our home country without any US experience. And I think that is why this program is very unique and very helpful, because the lecturers and attendings here will be former IMGs. So they know both worlds, they know where you are coming from, and they know what you're walking into. So, and I think when they prepare the lectures, they will anticipate where you might feel uncertain or lacking during your residency. And I think that's very helpful. That was very helpful for me. And I think I was very glad that I had the opportunity to participate in this program before starting my internship. So I think they're going to be wonderful mentors for you. I would say take full advantage of that. Try to make connections with your fellow IMGs as well. So once again, welcome and congratulations on being here.
Thank you. Now we will have Nuran as a past participant.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our course. This is Nuran. I'm a transitioning year resident at Detroit Medical Center. I took this course last year, and I can say that honestly, it helped me a lot. I want to thank you so much for being here today. I know how hard you have worked to get here. Matching courses is really hard. Now you will start your real job. It was really good. It will be really good for you. I believe that. And I remember that last year I was really excited before starting, and also I was kind of worried because that we have some differences between the countries, like healthcare difference, organization structure differences, and this course helped me a lot because I had lots of questions. What's the expectation from me? How the system works? How the team functions? And this course helped me a lot to understand all of them. especially, we are from the different country. I learned the new roles in the system, like social workers, case manager, nurse practitioners, how to become an intern in this country, how to become a senior in this country, and how to work with all of them. So yeah, I hope you like this course. And I can say that last year I joined all the lectures, and all of them are really helpful to me. And if you ask me about which one is my favorite lecture, I can say the documentation session was really helpful to me, because I was kind of worried about the documentation as well, because it's different. Documentation is really important in here. So after this session, they make things much clearer for me. So also, don't hesitate to ask any question to, our, in our sessions. I know that sometimes I was thinking that maybe this question is kind of sounds stupid, but none of the questions is stupid. Ask all of your question, because they know how they are feeling now. So yeah, congratulations again, and good luck with your intern year.
Thank you, Nuran. And yes, I will second to that. Please ask any questions. It's a really safe environment. And we also walked your path. We were too once intern. We also had English problems. We had to learn things. So that's why we are helping you, so you don't learn it in a hard way. So I try to respond to my emails within, again, 48 to 72 hours, usually after hours too, since I'm a full-time faculty, but I am pretty responsive to my emails. So please ask any questions as you go through the course. Thank you, Nuran. Now we will have Beyza joining us. She's a neurology resident, and she will tell us what her experience was. And she will probably add also why it is still important as a neurology resident to join the internal medicine side of the course.
Hi everyone, my name is Beyza. I'm a neurology resident at LSU Health Shreveport. I met last year and participated the course last year as well. I'm a previous researcher with the same story, with limited clinical experience. And I would say this program really, really helped me for my transition, because I feel like as the IMG, we often have a really strong clinical knowledge, but the real challenge is the adapting the system, workflow, or communication and the pressure. And honestly, it can feel a little bit overwhelming at first. I still remember my first week as an intern year. It wasn't easy. But the things that really helpful, and it is the things that I learned in this program, it really helped me to how I can navigate my intern year, how I can approach the patient care, teamwork, and my day-to-day responsibilities. So I really want to emphasize that every lecture is really important. Like Nuran, I join almost all of the lectures. I really carefully listen all of the lectures, and I'm really glad that I did, because I use what I learned from the preparation in the real life, and it was really helpful. So if you are starting your journey, I highly recommend taking this course seriously, because believe me, it's gonna help me a lot. And before I finish my talk, I personally want to thank you, Dr. Attar, Dr. Chizginar, and the whole entire organizing committee. I cannot imagine how busy you are. Even the intern year is so busy. As a faculty or as a employees, it should be really busy, and you are making a time for us, for all of us, and it's also free. I really appreciate it. And the last thing that before I finish is, as a neurology resident, you work in an internal medicine ward for 1 year, and you basically an internal medicine resident for a year. The thing that I learned from the internal medicine session is really helpful, and I really use my knowledge from the course that I took in the real life. Really thank you, Dr. Chizginar, and the entire committee.
Thank you, Beyza. That was really thank you too. Yes, that is the that's our moving points, to really see you all thriving and be happy. Thank you. Now we are going to finish our last participant from Pediatrics, and Handener will join us from Michigan.
Hello, everyone. Yes, hello everyone. My name is Hande. I'm one of the pediatric resident from Henryford. I'm PGY3. I joined this program like almost 3 years ago, and I still remember the things I learned from there, as our previous participant says. And I just want to say, as an international medical graduate, I learned my medicine in my native language. So with this program, it helped me like it was very wonderful to practice beforehand, how to present the patient and practicing on writing HPIs, and even learning medical abbreviations like MEC per kg. We never use it in the Turkey. I'm from Turkey. So even with that, once people started to talk in your residence, in your hospital, you will already know about the medical jargon, medical language. So you will be more confident, and you will be more feel prepared for this. And residency is already challenging, even for those who were born here, educated here, raised here. And as an international medical graduate, it's more challenging for us. And we have so much things to do in our to-do list before starting residency and during the residency. At least like preparing yourself with this course, you will put one tick in your to-do list, and it will make your mind a little bit prepared. And I remember my first day of the residency as an intern. I start on the floor, and we were just writing HPIs for one of the patient. And in PEDS, it is important. We don't have so much past medical history. So the only active history in the PEDS is whatever you have from the family, because like, for example, in adult sites that they have diabetes, hypertension, and you can pull so many information from the past admissions. But sometimes you have fresh, never come to the hospital kind of the patient. So you need to get all information from them, and it is not the patient, it is the parent. You are trying to pull the all information. So I think this course helped me a lot about this. And also second, it is very important in the pediatric patient population how to write the HPI, because you need to do like a time, you need to be very careful about the timeline when patients spike a fever, when they didn't spike a fever. You need to be very careful about positive pertinence, negative pertinence. I learned a lot about this in this program. Once I start my residency as an intern, I felt like I was a little bit ahead of my colleagues, because I already know what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna look. Even like I had like at least 2 years of the gap from my medical school, and I think this program's gonna put you ahead of your colleagues a little bit. And I also want to say my fellow IMG graduates, so this is totally my personal experience. Sometimes you're gonna feel down. Everybody, as previous speaker says, sometimes you're gonna feel down. Sometimes you're gonna be depressed. But do not let anybody to underestimate you because of your accent, your language, your cultural background. You already achieved something very incredible, very difficult by matching into a residency program. And just bring your positive attitude and let your work ethic and your discipline speak for themselves. And most importantly, embrace and enjoy your residency. It is just 3 or 4 years, depends where did you match, and it will shape your rest of your life. And congratulations, good luck.
Thank you, Hande. That was a really good touch. I think you said you finished it really well. That embrace your difference too, and the positive attitude and work ethic will speak highly about who you are. So thank you so much. Now we are coming to end of today's program, and it is so exciting for me to walk you through I Am Ready interactive app. So we were waiting for today to walk you through what this is going to look like, and when we are going to launch this program. So the program is not ready yet, so that's why we are just going to walk you through today, and I will share my screen to kind of walk you through the program and how it's going to look like. So I would like to acknowledge first Dr. Yunus Tatari, who is one of you today watching and excitingly waiting for program to start. And he has an interest in a little bit in the informational, technology world. And really this started as a conversation that led shaping to an app now, what you are seeing, I Am Ready app. So we are in the process of peer review. He matched the internal medicine program and will be soon moving from Dallas, Texas to Pennsylvania, and really excited. We got to meet in person a couple of weeks ago. So I'm so thankful, and on behalf of everyone really who is going to use this app, and we will be excited to hear from you. So this app is created mainly for language purposes. So language and day-to-day life for someone who has not been in United States medical system. So the cases are all imaginary. There is no real patient information, no HIPAA violations in this case, and all of the cases and the people who mentioned here, names and the medical background, are all imaginary. So this app is currently under peer review. Before we launch it, we are probably launch it at the end of April to beginning of May. You will have an access to app and you will be able to download it. It is going to be free at this point. So what you are going to see in this app is so you will have a dashboard, and all the right and copyrights are belong to I Am Ready Health Vital Health Foundation program. So you will have a dashboard. There are common sections that you can go through. You can choose what you would like to practice on. This is pediatrics and adult. I will just walk you through a couple pediatric cases and what it's going to look like. You will be able to track your own progress. You can make quiz for yourself and you can save some cards. This app is really walking you through, almost bringing what the day-to-day life looks like in residency to your phone. So that's where I'm really excited about, and realistically speaking, that's where we are peer reviewing right now to make it as realistic as possible to represent what the day-to-day life look like. So if you go to Newborn and NICU Essentials, since I am neonatologist, so you will have studying cases here. You will have errors, which is usually kind of correcting how you present things and how you say things as actually English as a second language. You will have scenarios to go through. So if you are presenting a baby in the Wellborn nursery, there is imaginary intern, how they present, and this is a high level informations. There are a lot of information that will be new to you, so some of them are specifically not spelled out, so to prevent overwhelming, and you will be able to learn it on your own. We are not going to use this app as any medical advices nor any guidelines. So we disclose that this is just a language and practice only. All the medical knowledge that mentions here or the presentations are imaginary and just walk you through what the day-to-day life look like. You should refer to your own hospital guidelines in medical decision-making and other guidelines. So this will kind of walk you through how you should present patients and what the perfect intern presentation look like in Wellborn nursery. So, and then you will have, attending responding to you, and we are trying to integrate AI into have a practice patient presentation with your own time. So this is what the app is going to look like. There are going to be learning goals, and you will have an access to this app when you start your intern year. So you can, if you are a pediatric resident and starting in Wellborn nursery, you can just go back before your rotation and check this through, and this will help you a lot. Some of these things are second nature to American medical graduate because they have been in the system, but you never presented that way, and that is kind of where we are helping and bridging that gap. So we are excited. It's going to be amazing once we are ready to launch it, and you will learn when we launch it through emails. All of our communication is going to be through emails. And again, please start converting the time zones to your own time, because we are going to share all the times as Eastern time. I will going to share now my screen for April's schedule. Thank you. So our first session will be tomorrow. It will be about an hour and a half to 2 hour long healthcare system difference. And we are going to have a Zoom link for you. You will receive an email today with a flyer. So please check your email. We usually send a reminder the day before. It's one of the combined sessions. What we try to do is, as our speaker schedule allow, we try to put most of our combined sessions, I think 80% of them are scheduled in April. In May, you will have a busier time in May, and we are going to, we almost finalize our schedule. So we are going to share the schedule with you soon. So stay tuned. And again, we are going to record all the sessions as speakers allow us, which we were able to record all 90% of the sessions last year. And if we are not going to record a session for any reason, we are going to communicate that with you, and you will get to know that. We are going to replay at least 2 sessions, again, one in the evening times on the weekends, one in the weekday during the daylight hours. But we could add a third replay session if we have a lot of people who cannot listen those 2 due to time zone difference, but we are not going to extend more than 3. That's a lot of time for someone to actually replay the session. So, and we are going to stick with 2 at this point, at least. Third is a question mark. So, I think there are a couple questions that I would like to answer through chat that I have received. There is no registration login. We are going to share all of our materials through email. We will start uploading some of them in White Tulip website, so you could start watching that too. But most of the updated informations will come to you through email. So please start checking your emails. And once you start practicing in the United States, you will also realize that email is almost closer to text. So that's why if you haven't used it, which because I did not when I first started in Turkey, we did not use emails as text, but you need to get used to it. So I think this is a good practice. Please, please, please convert the time zone that you are in right now. Just type in Google, what does 10 a.m. EST mean for my own country? So that's kind of all I have for now. This is what the schedule looks like in April. If you missed this session and you couldn't listen the beginning, or you are just joining us, this session will be available to listen in and learn through the course in YouTube channel. All of our other sessions are not going to be streamlined in YouTube. All of our sessions are going to be in Zoom, and we will allow you to ask real-time question and answer. We try to do as interactive as possible, and that is, I think, all I have. Thank you again for joining us. We have more than 300 of you live joining us all around the world. We are so excited to have you. This brings us a lot of joy to walk you through your path and celebrate with you your success, because this is one of the most important steps of your medical career in the United States. More to come. You will meet with amazing people, amazing mentors. You will meet with each other, and that is where your network starts. And that is one of the strength of our program, to build the community. Share your worries with others who also share the same feelings. Ask questions to each other and help and lift each other, and rise by lifting each other. So on behalf of I Am Ready course, I would like to thank you again for all of our speakers, volunteers, coordinators, IT department, and White Tulip Health Foundation, who makes this possible with free of charge. Again, I am so happy to have you on this course, and I am ready. Thank you.